what's going on, you guys? Let's welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one-take review of Black Clover episode 113, Storming the Shadow Palace, which for the beginning of this episode was just kind of like funny stuff, but let's just really get into like the nitty-gritty with like who all goes into like the Shadow Palace. We have and when everybody was going in and they was probably picking who was going in, it was kind of weird. They're like, oh, Noelle, you should go because hey, you did something not too long ago. Hey, I'm sorry. Noelle's not one of my favorite characters. It is what it is. Characters, I don't know, kind of cheesy. But then when I started realizing all the people who go into the Shadow Palace, I looked and I'm like, it's Asta and a bunch of royals. Maybe that has some kind of significance. They're going to play a factor into this whole thing because, you know what I'm saying, maybe Asta can bridge the gap between the royals and the elves, considering the fact that the royals were the people who killed the elves. So, you know, we get into that and like everybody's separated. Of course, the anime stuff, everybody's separated because you're going to separate and then we're going to get together to fight the big boss at the end. That's typically how these things go. So, you have Asta and Mimosa, they're together. You have Noelle, who's by herself. You also have we also saw the return of Fugo, Vermilion. He's there with his salamander looking cool as hell. And you have Marileona with just her super strong self. She's there. And those are the only people we got to see this episode exactly where they at. We still don't know exactly where Yami and Jack are at because they went in early. I'm pretty sure they should have ran into somebody by now, but we don't know that. Yet we get a couple of little brief, well, not battles. We see that Asta and Mimosa, they run into Ria, who's actually Lyra. It was one of the two. You know what I'm saying? The captain, you know him, of the Aqua Deer. And they're about to go up against him, which is going to be Asta versus the captain, which is going to be nice to see, considering the fact that Yuno also fought him. This time, he's actually stronger, and he's going to be able to use his full strength. Because you know, when he fought Yuno was about to lose that battle if he wouldn't have broke his crystal. So it's going to give Asta a chance to like really show how much stronger he's got. But then again, you might not be able to fully see how strong he is, because considering the fact that he has Mimosa with him, and she might have to help him in the battle. On to Noelle, who's about to face off against Fauna. If Noelle wins this fight, I'm just gonna call it cap, and at that point, don't get me wrong. I know Noelle's a warrior, and she has pretty good magic, and her magic ability is vastly improved. It's just that Fauna seems to be like one of basically the three damn disciples, you know what I'm saying, when this whole thing started. And she should be pretty damn strong. So I don't see Noelle beating her, but if she does, I'm just going to be like, all right, cool, whatever. But at the same time, I don't need all the elves to lose. I need some of them to like get some kind of dubs, which brings me to the last two fights we saw with Fugo versus Lord Kaiser. That's one. And then Mary going against Veto. That's another one. These are two fights that I feel like I hope they're not over with just what happened. Now, we get to see like flashbacks and see how both Mary and Fugo feel about each other and like how they feel like the other person is strongest. And then you can kind of hear like during the battle when like they're talking to these guys and these guys like, oh, if I beat you, I shouldn't have to worry about anybody else. Considering the fact they don't even know how strong other people are. It's just like these are the only people they see. And that's that ignorance I said that I've always had a problem with the elves, that they can't see past their own freaking hand. You know what I'm saying? They see one thing and like they're not expecting the unexpected. They just expect humans to be this one thing, and after so many times of losing, you should realize, like, okay, maybe there's more to them than we've been giving them credit for. Maybe we aren't the superior race anymore. We've been dead for 500 years or something like that. Like, apparently they've developed pretty strong magic, and we still not realizing that, because when we see the fights are pretty damn good, especially the one with Veto Marileona, because I really like hand-to-hand combat. And it was kind of like pretty like fluid. But the fights kind of ended the same. Where like they getting Veto and Lord Kaiser both getting punched in the face, and I'm not gonna lie, I want to see more of that. I don't want to see like a quick 2, 3, okay, 5 minute fight, and then these guys who are supposed to be like the not children of Sephira, what I forgot what it's called. The way it goes, these supposed to be high class L's take an L in 5 minutes. I need them to like fight back. And also we're in a situation where if the L's get hit, there's nobody who can stop them from losing control. So I need them to lose control right now. If that's what it takes, I need them to completely go ballistic. Like lose all control, lose who you are. Like just don't let that be the end of those fights. That's plain and simple. That's disappointing. Like regardless. Hopefully they just did this to show like the bond between Fugo and Marileona, but I hope they show more of that fight. I need these fights to actually mean something, because once they end so quickly and within like a few shots, you kind of feel like it's just like, like we speeding up to get to the end, like, or this is not important, or we hype these people up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Thought the episode was really good. It's just only time will tell if I come back to the episode and be like, okay, this was just a setup for this, or you know what I'm saying, or if this is just that, you know, I'm like, okay, this episode lowers. I think how I feel about this episode moving forward will depend on what happens later on in the next few episodes. But overall, right now, my current feelings right now, well, I've really enjoyed this episode, and I kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's typical anime stuff, but like everybody can separate having to fight somebody pretty strong. I typically enjoy things like that. But you guys let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comments. Hit that like, subscribe to my channel. I catch you guys later. Peace.